I love novelizations. What is a novelization? A novelization, in my opinion, is when you take a piece of media and you turn it into a book. We're only going to be talking about direct novelizations, direct adaptations, so I'm not going to be including anything that is like an extension of the lore, so like the Star Wars extended universe. Doctor Who has many books that are like spin-off stories, or even Assassin's Creed as a video game has a bunch of books that aren't really actually a part of the video games. I'm just talking about things that are adaptations of the other piece of media. I'm going to put some of these in the description down below for you to pick up if you want to, but I'm going to be going over some of my favorites and some very weird ones that I've read. So, starting off strong, we're starting with The Force Awakens. It is the direct adaptation of Star Wars The Force Awakens, and this isn't me promoting Disney stuff. You should be avoiding Disney stuff as part of the pro-Palestine boycott, but I read this when it came out. I really like this adaptation because it actually adds a lot of interesting details. So one of the ones that always stands out to me, and it's because I read this at the same time as one of my friends at film school, is if you remember in The Force Awakens, there's this guy, I can't remember his name myself, this guy buys the Millennium Falcon, or he takes the Millennium Falcon. In the movie, he's just like not really there other than the beginning where he's a bit mean to Daisy Ridley. How dare you? How dare you be rude to Daisy Ridley? How dare you? But I digress. In the novelization, there was a whole section where Chewbacca, the Wookiee, if you aren't aware of... This doesn't really work if you're not aware of Star Wars, but Chewbacca rips his arms off. And that's just a detail that's not in the movie, that is in this, that I'm like... You know what? That is something Chewie would do. He would rip the arms off someone being mean to his friends. And it's... Novelizations are a really great way of adding just a little bit of extra info that maybe didn't make it into the final script. A lot of the times, people who are writing novelizations work very closely with, in the instance of movies, the script writers and maybe the directors. The directors care a lot, but mostly probably the script writing and maybe the production team. And it's just, I'm sure that was meant to be in the movie, but they were like, ooh, this is meant to be like a kid's movie. Maybe we shouldn't rip a guy's arms off. We shouldn't have a franchise mascot who we sell a bunch of toys of, getting him ripping the arms off someone. But just that additional detail, oh, chef's kiss. As we're talking about Star Wars, let's talk about Star Wars Ronin. Again, read this before the boycott of Disney stuff. And I'm not going to link to any of the Disney stuff in the description down below, unfortunately. But Star Wars Ronin, this is a 20 to 30 minute short of Star Wars things that Disney produced, which was basically being like, here's Star Wars presented by many different styles animated, and it was very cool when it came out. Star Wars Ronin was the one that everyone was really hype about. It's the one where they've got a lightsaber like parasol, very cool, but it was just basically the fight. It was about 30 minutes, maybe 20 to 30 minutes at most, but this is a full-on story adaptation of that. I'm counting it. I know I didn't say extended lore, but it is actually an adaptation of that fight. The first chapter, maybe two, is that fight, and then obviously it expands it, so, but the adaptation is still in there, okay? Okay, I'm not a hypocrite, okay? But it was very cool, very interesting to see how the author kind of took that 20 to 30 minutes and created a lore around it. Again, I'm sure the script writer, when you're a writer, especially a script writer, you kind of write a lot of background stuff, and then that background stuff informs the script you're writing. It's like a treatment. You write the whole thing, you've got additional details, you've got the world, you've got the universe, and then you take that like a Bible, if you will, and you create the script from that. At least that's how I was taught to do it. But very cool, very awesome. Again, it's a lot of extended stuff, but the fight sequence in it is written very well, and in my opinion, I feel like not everyone writes fight sequences very well, or people who can write fight sequences well make movies. Next up, we have a video game adaptation in God of War 2018. This video game, if you play video games, is spectacular. Never played a God of War game before this. Just spectacular storytelling, really good gameplay, very fun, and I should actually play God of War 2. Maybe when it's on a very, very deep discount. So, God of War is about Kratos. I'm gonna give a very brief explanation. Kratos was basically a child of Zeus, or maybe Ares, one of the two. Or Zeus, and Ares tricked him to killing his family, and so he decided, I'm going to murder all of the Greek gods. And you basically play 3 games where he murders the Greek gods. He's a very violent and angry man through all of them, very hypersexualized. And then this semi-reboot, God of War, Kratos is a father with a son. He's living in a very snowy area, which I don't actually know if we have a name for it, but he comes into contact with Norse mythology. How? He's Greek. I think they explained that in the second game. Haven't played it yet, so I kind of need to know that. But very, very great Norse mythology lore. Kratos and his relationship with his son is very important in the game, and the book really does expand on that, because in the video game it's very dependent on exposition through... No, actually it's not. But a lot of the character comes from the characters. Haha! And even though you have very interesting circumstances happening in the game and you're playing through them, obviously there is all the things we do in the game has to be like a gameplay thing, if you know what I mean. Even like your interactions with Jormungandr, the world snake, also Norse mythology. Very interesting. Like, I think after I played this game, I read this book and I went off on a binge reading about Norse mythology. Very interesting, by the way. But like your interactions with Jormungandr are a little bit like have to be gameplay specific. There has to be a gameplay reason. Whereas in the novelization, J.M. Barlog, who is the brother of the director of this game, Cory Barlog, which I think is why this is so good, because he basically probably went to his brother's like, Cory, give me your notes. Cory, give me your notes. Cory, give me your notes. I don't know them personally, but that's what I'm assuming happened. And so, just very detailed. Like all the interactions and all the thoughts, it's very clear that probably J.M. Barlog had access to what Cory Barlog and the writing team at Sony Studios Santa Monica were like, oh, this is what Jormungandr is feeling whilst they're talking to Kratos. This is what Kratos is feeling whilst conversing with Jormungandr. This is what Atreus, Kratos' son, is feeling. This is what... I'm not going to spoil other parts because I'll be honest, even if you don't play video games but you have a PlayStation console, or I think it's on the computers as well nowadays, I think it's on PC. If you can get it and you don't play video games, I recommend it. Play it on the easiest setting. That's what I do when I just want to have fun playing a video game. It's fine. Play the easiest setting and just experience the story and then read the book as well, because I think they're both very good. Yeah, but additional details that maybe weren't fully explained in the video game just because it felt like bloat in the video game, but in the book it gives you that extra info. It gives you a little bit more detail. It goes a little bit more into the Norse mythology because you can. So really, really interesting. I'd say check it out. I'm sure you'll be able to pick it up cheaply nowadays. Now, to close this off, I'm going to go with one I don't actually recommend. I would say XXX, The Return of Xander Cage, the official novelization. That's right, XXX in book form. What do you think? This movie and this book are crazy, you know, but I would personally say when it comes to things like action books, I would, or these novelizations, I would probably watch the movie, especially if it's like XXX, The Return of Xander Cage, because, like, huh? Who is this for? I mean, it's for me. It's for someone like me who saw this at the Waterstones I worked at, and I was like, I need to buy this. And my manager was like, that's the only copy we have. I'm like, there's a reason there's only one copy, and it's for me. And look, you know, a movie like Triple X, where the appeal of it is seeing them doing weird tricks, seeing them driving jet skis and cars off cliffs and mountains, seeing them turn their motorbikes into jet skis, seeing Deepika helping Vin Diesel fund more of his D&D campaigns and turning them into movies. That's the appeal of Triple X, and I don't think the book quite captures that. I feel like when your appeal is the action, the spectacle, the explosions, maybe the book isn't the best way of doing it, because the movie's not like great when it comes to like characters and plot making sense, and thus you, no matter how hard, and they really did try in this novelization, and I won't say it's bad, because they tried to make Triple X a coherent story. It's just not. The source material they had just isn't coherent, and thus the book suffers from the lack of coherence from the movie. But, you know, you could always say you own Triple X the novelization. I don't know where my copy is. I might have given it away, unfortunately. But oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. So let me know in the comments down below, are there any interesting, strange novelizations you've picked up, whether it be video games, movies, radio plays, drama, I mean theatre productions? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear. I feel like art that we're losing. I think I remember seeing a lot more novelizations when I was a kid of the movies I saw in the cinema, and I feel like we're getting less and less, or maybe the only ones that are going to get novelizations are like the massive blockbusters. Like I could see the Minecraft movie getting a novelization, you know, Chicken Jockey. I've not seen that film, but I heard it was very bad. So let me know in the comments down below what novelizations you've read or any you recommend. As always, shout out to my members. Members get additional content. They're going to be part of the book club. It's an awesome little community we're building over there. You can join for £2 a month. You can click below this video or on my channel if you want to. If not, thank you for getting this part of the movie. Let me know also in the comments, so I know you've gotten to this part of the movie, what your favorite Vin Diesel movie is. Because mine is probably Chronicles of Riddick. It's very cheesy, it's very camp, and I love that for him, man. I love it for him. So, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share the video for a family member, and hey, I hope you read a great book today, and watch a great movie today as well.